Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Shanika and today I'm going to guide you through a yin yoga sequence in honor of the spring equinox. So I don't know about you, but in the wintertime, things for me are slow. I move a lot slower, I consume a lot more, I feel more lethargic. I mean, there's not that much sunlight, but when this time of the year rolls around, I get this sense, this feeling in me. I don't really know what the feeling is, but it feels like anticipation, excitement, maybe because the warm weather is coming and I thrive in the sunlight. I don't know about you, but I miss the sun and I cannot wait for it to stay in the sky permanently. So I know I say this in all of my seasonal classes, but if you are still feeling maybe down or you're still feeling a little lethargic, that's totally fine. I mean, even though the seasons do change, we all have our own seasons and our seasons don't necessarily match up with everybody else's. We all move at our own pace in this life. So in traditional Chinese medicine, spring equinox is associated, or the springtime is associated with the liver and gallbladder meridians. So, and these meridian lines are responsible for our body's detoxification functions like digestion, which is perfect timing because in the wintertime we do consume more and we do consume a lot more heavier foods. So this is a great time to stimulate those meridian lines to help that detoxification process. It is also a great time to consume things that are bitter. We know that things that are bitter stimulate digestion. So using today's class to really brush out any stagnant energy that might have come up in the wintertime. Before we get started, I just wanted to share a drink with you. This is a very popular Caribbean drink, so you can make it as a tea or as a juice. I personally love to drink it as a juice. It's Mauby. Mauby is from tree bark. And basically what you do is you boil the tree bark. You can boil it with clove, cinnamon sticks. Some people use orange peel, but I use ginger, and you boil it, you let it steep. So you could boil it in the morning, you let it simmer, and then you can let it steep for the whole day. And then once the day is over, you pour it into a jug and you put it in the fridge. And then when you're ready to enjoy it, you put it in your cup and you just drink away. Just to note though, it is very, very bitter. So ideally in the summertime, this is a refreshing drink. You can add a little bit of honey or, a little bit of sugar. Add a little bit of sugar and it is so delicious. It tastes really, really good. So making that decision for yourself. As we go through today's class, really thinking about the quality, the internal quality of the pose and how it feels for you, which is what matters the most. For today's practice, you are going to need one block and we will go ahead and get started. So finding yourself in a tabletop position, go ahead and tuck your toes under and sit back onto your heels, dragging your pinky toes forward. Closing the eyes and drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Nice deep breaths. So toe squat is a great way to start a practice because it stimulates all of those meridian lines, which begin in the feet. Nice deep breaths. Coming into our last few breaths here, if you'd like, just simply inchworm your knees closer to the top of the mat so that you're just on your toes as opposed to the ball of the foot. Let's take our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and gently open the eyes, rock forward, plant the hands onto the mat, and go ahead and just rotate the ankles. You should feel really, really nice surge of energy in the feet. You can wiggle the toes. You can also tap the toes on top of the mat. We'll just counteract that briefly. So go ahead, pushing the toenails into the floor, sitting your weight back onto your heels. If this is enough for you, you can stay here. We'll be here for 3 breaths. Or bringing your fingertips nice and light behind you, lifting the knees up any amount for 3 breaths. Last breath here. Nice big inhale. And exhale, lower the knees, rock forward, and untuck. Maybe extending one leg back and the other. We'll go ahead now and come to have a seat and grabbing your block. So we'll be making our way into a variation of butterfly here. So you're going to take your block, whichever way is most comfortable for you. You can have it wide down in front of you, or you can have it at its longest length. I'm personally going to take it at the widest. I just find that it helps increase the stretch in my inner thighs. So taking your hands onto your shins, inhale, lead with the chest. You might want to move the fleshy part from underneath you. Lead with the chest, and on the exhale, just allow the head to fold forward, palms face up, and the head to drop. Thinking about expanding through the back of the rib cage. Coming into our last few breaths here. Maybe walk your fingertips just a little bit closer to the top of the mat. Take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Swell up through the back body. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently lift the gaze. Walk yourself all the way back up. Remove the block. You can just close the knees. Bend the feet. Bend the knees and just allow the head to drop. So let's go ahead and lift the gaze. And we'll go ahead and make our way into Swan. So bringing your block and placing it just at the top of the mat. So from this position, you're going to bring your left shin to the top of the mat. So your left knee goes behind your left wrist and your right foot goes behind your right. So if you can't bring your shin parallel to the top of your mat, draw your ankle in towards your hips and make sure you have a nice long line from your knee to your toe. Look over your shoulder. And then the most important part is that you square off your hips to the front of your mat. Take a nice big inhale here. And exhale, fold forward any amount. What I like to do is rest my forehead on a block and allow my elbows to open out wide. Your belly is soft. Jaw is relaxed. Noticing here how much pressure you're pushing into your elbows. Soften the shoulders and open the elbows out wide. Coming into our last few breaths here. If you'd like to go deeper, you can remove the block and maybe extend your arms out towards the top of the mat. Making these your deepest breaths. Last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and lift the gaze. Walk the hands back in. You're just going to lean your weight into your left hip and just spin yourself to sideways. So you have the option here to draw your left foot in towards your groin and fold forward like this. Or you have the option to bend the left knee back. So taking the option that works best for you, find length. And exhale, fold forward. You have that block handy. You can also place your forehead on the block. Last few breaths. Just making any minor adjustments to allow yourself to go deeper. Our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently lift the gaze, walk yourself all the way back up. If you had the knee bent back, lean over the opposite leg, remove the leg from up behind you. Go ahead, bring both feet back in front. We'll just stay here for a moment and let that air out. You can windshield wiper the knees from side to side. The left leg should feel really, really nice. Just taking that all in. So we'll go ahead now and do the same thing on the other side. So grab your block. Maybe take a sip. And we'll come to face the back of the mat. So finding that tabletop position, you're going to bring your right shin to the top of the mat. So your right knee comes behind your right wrist, right foot comes behind the left. Look over your left shoulder, making sure that if you cannot bring your shin parallel to the top, that you're drawing the heel in closer towards your groin so you have a nice line from your knee to your big toe. And then square off your hips towards the back of the mat, find length. And exhale, fold forward. So remembering to let the belly go. The belly is soft. Jaw is relaxed. Nice, deep, slow breaths. Into our last few breaths here. So making any minor adjustments to allow yourself to go a little bit deeper. Take our last 2 breaths here. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and lift the gaze. Push into the palms. Bring your block and lean your weight into your right hip this time. And we'll just rotate to the side. So you can leave your right foot and just bring it closer in towards your groin and fold forward this way, feeling a nice stretch in the left inseam of the leg and also in the inner thigh of the right leg. Or if you'd much rather, you can always bend the knee back and fold forward this way. So find length and fold forward. Coming into our last few breaths here. Taking our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale, fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently lifting the gaze, coming all the way back up. If you have your leg bent, go ahead and just lean over the straightened leg and unravel the leg from behind you. And we'll go ahead. We'll come to lay all the way down onto our backs. And we will take a twist. So go ahead and cactus your arms. Push into your feet, pick up your hips, swing your hips to the right and set them back down onto the mat. Draw your knees in towards your chest and drop both knees to the left and gaze to the right. You can always take your left hand and place it gently on top of the knee. Last few breaths here. Last two breaths. Inhale, bringing the breath all the way up into the chest, right up underneath the armpit. Open the mouth and side out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently release the grip. Bring your knees back in towards your chest. You can set your feet back down onto the mat. Just take a moment. We'll do the same thing now on the other side. So push into your feet, cactus your arms, pick up your hips, swing your hips to the left. Draw your knees in towards your chest and drop both knees to the right. Gaze to the left. Last few breaths here. Let's take our final 2 breaths. A nice big inhale. Fill up. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale. Gently draw the knees and back in towards the chest. You just rock from side to side, massage the low back a bit. And when you're ready, extending your legs out wide, arms out wide for your Shavasana. So feeling free to stay here for as long as you'd like. I hope you enjoyed today's practice, and best wishes to you in your blooming season, and I will see you back here again soon. Have a wonderful day.